Wonder Woman 84 is the cheesy, campy, goofy comic book schlock that I love and expect from a dumb superhero movie. With that being said, all of you are being too mean on Wonder Woman 84. The main reason why I want to make this video is because I saw a Critical Drinkers review on Wonder Woman 84, and after watching it, this was my conclusion. I feel like he was being too harsh on it. Same as Red Letter Media. I thought Mike would have loved the movie because of how schlocky and goofy it is, and I thought Jay would have liked it for being a light-hearted upgrade from the depressing world of Snyder. But I was wrong. Drinker's review seems more negative, like he went in with a negative mindset and judgment already.
Especially now that I've suffered through 2.5 hours of Wonder Woman 1984 and come to the conclusion that this movie is just as bad as I predicted.
Mike didn't even pay attention to parts of the movie while Jay was having a hard time keeping up with the plot. Could it be the alcohol getting to them? No, alcohol is not the problem here. It's the movie experience. I hate watching movies at home. I get distracted on my phone, I begin to write, I jack off, I do too much crap to pay attention to the movie at home. And my ADHD ass can't keep focus. Hopefully, finally, we can get back into theaters very soon, because big blockbuster movies are designed to be seen on the silver screen. The beginning scene was an IMAX scene. The cat fight is an IMAX scene. The hijack firework jet scene is an IMAX scene. The movie was made for IMAX theaters. When Christopher Nolan complained about Warner Brothers' move to HBO Max, I thought he was overreacting. But then I thought about it for an hour and totally agreed. Patty Jenkins is on the boat as well. Making a movie takes time and precision. I found out TV shows are shot differently than movies because the crew has to take into consideration what type of screen the program will play on. Also, I don't know if it was my TV or if it was the scene, or if the scene was shot weird, but the aspect ratio looks a little off, like the scene with Trevor. Either the fanny bag joke was improvised and they didn't do a second take, or my TV cut it off. It's the same problem when Disney Plus had some of the Simpsons gags completely botched due to aspect ratio. The Ghostbusters elevator scene is a victim to this as well. If it's my TV, then I'm sorry. But if it isn't, then directors are going to have a hard time making these movies. I love the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy with all my heart. Tobey is the greatest depiction of Spider-Man to date. Fuck you, Tom Holland stands. He isn't a real Spider-Man. Shameik Moore is more Spider-Man than Holland. Getting off topic, Raimi brought the goofy, cheesy schlock off the panels and onto the big screen. Since then, I loved goofy, absurd superhero movies, whether they make sense or not. I love Wolverine Origins, Apocalypse, Guardians of the Galaxy, and now, Wonder Woman 84. Diana trying to make a jet invisible last minute because she forgot about radar? It's funny. Heart-filled monologues delivered to provide a message for all ages is cheesy. Wonder Woman whipping the fuck out of a rocket, projecting herself to save kids playing in the middle of the streets is the single most silliest, dumbest Merlin the Magician fuckery I have ever seen. And I loved it. This movie knows how to have fun and let loose with their characters. It's, dare I say it, a Marvel formula movie, and people still bitch about it. Why? Because it's DC.
What do you want from me?
You want the numbers, Mason?
I'm sorry to inform you all, but these movie reviews will be in English MLA format only. No exceptions. I'll be adding another requirement to the assignment as well. You're all required to include 3 symbolic examples. Number 1. The first 15 minutes of the movie are a lesson within itself. Cheaters never prosper. The symbolism behind it bleeds throughout the whole movie. Mando Lord cheated to the top only to give up his humanity. Barbara cheated to popularity but turned into a bitch. And Diana cheated death but gave up what makes her special. For every wish, there is a consequence, especially when it comes to asking for more power. Number 2. The era of 84 is beyond too scary, it's modern. 84 suffered from the discovery of AIDS, Gandhi being assassinated, hotel bombings, Ethiopian famine, and a McDonald's mass shooting. and tension among the U.S., both in home and away, increased. It's 2021 and we're suffering from a mass COVID shooting racial division. The mayhem and chaos is atrocious to see in a movie. But looking out the window and seeing that scene in reality is just heartbreaking. Number 3. What's also heartbreaking is Pedro Pascal's Trump impersonation. Trump is a piece of shit business tycoon boomer who is more than happy to make a deal and use you to benefit him. Hold Mando's hand and your wish will be granted, but at the cost of you slaving a part away. Trump has been in the spotlight for so long. He's a businessman first and an actor second. Trump has been on magazines, met celebrities, traveled to the world, showing people why he is number one. And that is Trump's downfall. Maxwell Lord is a meta-commentary symbol for Trump. Think about it. Trump wants the world and his family to love him for being number one. What if we went back in time when Trump was barely starting his business takeover? Trump must have been to a lot of business meetings, securing deal after deal, too busy to deal with his own kids. Trump, seeing this, buys his little brats shit to fulfill the empty hole in their hearts. Now they see Daddy Trump as number one, something that fuels his ego more. If Trump would have just left the boardroom a couple times to spend memories with his kid, he would have learned that being there would have just made him number one in their lives, not all of the accomplishments. Like 84, history repeats itself. And if there's any Trumps I feel bad for, it's Melania and Barron. Trump was the president of the United States, which is the same as a boardroom, except this time it's an oval. Trump has been the most talked and televised president ever. Good or bad, it does not matter in this video. Trump has been way too busy for Barron. I think Trump being president is the greatest thing he can achieve. There is no way he can outdo himself. Barron must think he's number one. Right? I need fucking water. Let's get this out of the way quick. It was rape, but if you were to tell me my body was going to be used to fuck Gal Gadot, I will allow it to happen. The real controversy is how they turned Wonder Woman, one of the most feminist faces, into a googly-eyed simp schoolgirl for Steve Trevor. How could they make her dependent on a man? She don't need a man. She's Wonder Woman. Man. And with them ruining this classic character makes this movie fucking awful. Except, it's not. I think that part of the movie went over people's heads.
It's just a metaphor, dude.
His people are completely literal. Metaphors are gonna go over his head.
Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. I would catch it.
I'm gonna die surrounded by the biggest idiots in the galaxy.
Diana bringing back Steve into her life is great because she has been horny for the past 70 years, and seeing the man of her dreams back again gives her an excuse to get her rocks off. Haven't you been through a breakup, and when you and your ex have that talk after the breakup, you end up having sex because it's been a while you've been in the comfort of someone you love? So let my wife Gal fuck Chris Pine. Let me cuck in peace. When Steve does come back, Diana does lose a part of herself. The one thing that makes her special. Herself. Self-growth and development is important for an individual, especially after a breakup. Diana bringing back Steve is the most feminist thing I have ever fucking seen, because it proves that we don't need someone that makes us feel special. It just shows that Diana is stronger without a man. We are special because of who we are, not because of the people we are around. So to everyone who said they didn't like Wonder Woman 84, guess what? Diana Prince doesn't give a shit because she don't need you to tell her what makes her special. And I give Wonder Woman 84 a 5-star. Oh shit! No, the lesser truth. This is what I really thought of Wonder Woman 84. It was wonderful, fun, and campy, though it did have a few problems, like the fake children, lying CGI, and hammered dialogue to serve the plot. But this isn't the movie's fault. Just look at who wrote it. Patty and Jeff Johns. Patty is a great director, but her vision was skewed by Warner Brothers with, again, reshoots, and them trying to cut the first 30 minutes of the movie, which are vital to the movie's plot, character, and message. Jeff Johns is a great comic book writer, and the monologues you can tell are his because they sound too comic booky for a real superhero movie. Also, Jeff Johns got Ray Fisher fired. So, fuck him for that. In all, I see why people hate it, but what you expect when the audience still compares it to Marvel? Take Captain Marvel. It's just 90s references. With Wonder Woman 84, even the critic says himself.
Seriously, were these special effects done in the fucking 80s too?
When I write something in a different time period, I would like to use that time period as reference to help with little jokes or character scenes. The fish out of water scenes are reversed because Steve has been dead for 70 years. Her one arm out is a homage to Christopher Reeve's Superman. I see what Patty was going for with the basic tropes like nerdy Barbara and how cheesy Wonder Woman's first flight looks. She wanted to make it feel like the 80s instead of having Radio Shack and a fight scene with a 90s pop song playing. Not a DC show, but I am a creativity show, and I will protect that first. I give Wonder Woman 84 a 69%. Also, HiTop Alex, this opinion of having a movie of just emotions and scenes without a plot is incredibly stupid. I said it under your tweet, and I'll say it again. That is fucking stupid. You can have random scenes with emotions, but it'll be pointless without a plot to support the visuals. It's like watching a Japanese play live. I may not know what they're saying, but I can get a sense of the plot due to their facial expressions, blocking, and dialogue. If they did this in all random scenes, then I'll be confused and won't have any connections to the characters because I have no details to who the characters are or what is going on. I agree, you can have random nonsense going on in a movie, but you need a plot to be even atomically interested in it. And if you say, the movie isn't supposed to make sense, or the movie is supposed to have different interpretations, then I find that to be a pretentious, lazy douchebag excuse for your lack of creativity to even devise a simple plot and have to rely on pretty pictures to get you by. Like a Marvel movie. Dun 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 dun.